What's up, guys? It's your boy Giovanni, the G35 fan, back at it again with another video on the channel. Now, guys, for today's video, I'm going to be installing my brake pads and my rotors, replacing them on my G35. So, there are videos out there on how to do this step by step, but I thought I'd just do a video on it. I did notice some things that I thought I would point out and mention because I already did the rear brake pads and rotors on my G35, and there were some key things that would be beneficial to anybody replacing them. So I thought I'd point that out. But I haven't did the front ones yet, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that today. See how everything turns out, and hopefully, everything works out. Now the issue with mine was ended up being the rear brake pads and rotors. So once I fixed that issue, I got rid of that grinding noise and the loud metal to metal contact. But you know I already did that in the back, so I might as well do them in the front, so that way they're all, been everything's been maintenance at the same time. That's the way I see it. But as you can see, I'm sweating up a storm. Had to pick the perfect time to do this, the hottest time of the day. But I got to get this done. So, yeah, like always, guys, been talking too much, so let's get this video started. All right, guys. So before I start working on the front part of the rotors and brake pads, there's some things I thought I would just give y'all key points to look forward if you are going to replace the rear rotors and brake pads. The first thing is when torquing down or trying to break apart the bolts for the caliper. Um, yeah, as you can see, if you don't have a lift or a jack to raise up the car, it's very difficult for clearance to try to either break the bolts or torque everything down. You'll have to use like a cheater bar or something and wedge it in between some of these metal frames to try to break loose these bolts because they are they're on pretty tight. So the clearance is very difficult. So just a heads up on that. Now this bolt back here, guys, I was reading forums on it because they were saying it was a 17 millimeter. For some reason, for my car, it was a 19 millimeter socket. So as you can see, 19 millimeter is for those bolts for the caliber, or for the caliber to release. Um, just something I thought I would mention, just to have in case the 17 doesn't work. Another thing is this bolt right here. That's a 14 millimeter. It needs to be a 6-headed socket. That way you don't strip it. But another thing is you're gonna have to lift up this bar right here. That way it can clear this bar right here, the screw. So when pulling it out, if you are able to raise this up as high as you can, so that way you can have clearance for this, then it makes it a lot easier to remove this bolt and you're not fighting it. So those are some key points that I thought I would mention when it came to replacing the rear part of the rotors. If you have any questions, let me know. But um, it's pretty cut and dry. It's, just 4 bolts that you got to remove and, some clips and stuff. But other than that, it's pretty easy. So let's start working on the front part. All right, guys. So finished replacing the front rotors and brake pads on the G35. Now, comparing to the rear, the front is a lot more easier. That being said, because you can rotate the wheels, get more leverage when you're braking the bolts and torquing them down. So it is an easier process than the rear. Um, but all in all, I'm very excited that I was able to do this because one, I was able to save me some money, and two, this was my first time doing it. So, yeah, now that I know how to do it, it's not really that hard. And any, not want to say average Joe, but anybody with common sense and can just pay attention to detail and make sure everything, you know, is step by step, and then put everything back the way you had it. It's really easy, guys. So I'm very satisfied like that. So I'm gonna give myself a pat on the back for getting this accomplished and saving me some money. And not only that, but making the brakes more safer and the G a lot better of a smoother ride, and not having to deal with that issue of the metal on metal rubbing and potentially having more of an issue. I was able to catch it and get it done. That being said, guys, that pretty much concludes this video. If y'all have any questions on regarding the steps that I took, or any issues that you're having, let me know in the comments down below. Like I said, there's other videos out there on how to replace your brake pads and rotors. I just thought I'd do my own video and give you my own feedback and thoughts on it. But like always, guys, y'all have a great day. Y'all stay safe out there. I'm gonna go take a shower, clean myself up, and I'll see you on the next one. It's your boy Giovanni. Peace.